Hello, welcome back to my channel. In previous video, we saw how to connect Excel file to Power BI desktop. In this video, we will see how the connected file we can use the options of keep top rows, keep bottom rows in the reduce rows option in Power Query Editor. Let me open the Power BI file. This is the file that we created last session. In the in this session, we are going to use the customer data table. Since I'm not going to modify anything in the customer data, I will be creating a copy of it. Right click on it and click duplicate. I'm just renaming it as test as I'm going to explore the options in Power Query and not going to save any of them. As you know, this test is now representing the customer underscore data. The customer underscore data is actually coming from the Excel file. This is the Excel file and the data is coming from the customer underscore data of adventure work sales Excel file. So we know in this table there are around 18,485 rows. Now let's see how we can use keep rows option in Power Query Editor. The keep rows and remove rows option you can see under the group tab called reduce rows in Power Query Editor. The keep rows has further divided into 5 different options. We will see each one of them. Keep top rows is the first option. Keep top rows is nothing but it will help us to retain the first few rows that we are going to select. As we know, there are 18,485 records in customer underscore data. If I want to retain only top 20 records, what I can do is like click on keep top rows and select the number of records I want. In this case, I want 20 and click OK. As you see, the first 20 records got selected. How I can confirm whether the first 20 records got selected? Let's go back to Excel file and see what is the first record. The first record has the customer key of -1 and the 20th record, which is 21 in the Excel file, which shows as 11018. So if you see here, the 20th record is coming as 11018 as the customer key, and the first record is -1. So from this we can confirm the keep top rows option always selects the first n number of records that we want to retain. Now remove the step by clicking X mark against the applied step. Keep first rows. Now click on keep bottom rows option. The keep bottom rows is nothing but it will retain the number of records that we want to retain from bottom of the table. As there are 18,845 records, we are not sure how the last 10 records or last 15 records look in our table. So in this case, you might think like, let's go back to Excel and see like how the records are looking. But this is not the case for everything. Some records might be huge, millions of records. There will be hundred thousands of records would be. In those cases, you can't do like this. In those cases, you have to use these kind of options to explore the data. So if you click keep bottom rows, the pop-up asks how many records you want to keep from bottom. In my case, I am going to select bottom 15 records. So now let's confirm if Power Query Editor actually retained the bottom 15 records. So go back to your Excel file and go to the bottom records and let me select the 15 records. So these are the 15 records which I have selected. So the customer key starts from 29469. In this case, the customer key is 29469 and the customer key should end as 29483. It's 29483. So now I can confirm, yes, the keep bottom rows actually works in a proper way, which is selecting the bottom end records that we are selecting. So let's remove this. Let's explore the third option now, which is keep range of rows. Keep range of rows is nothing but it will select the rows from the range of records. If you want to see how the records looks in middle of the table, for example, if you want to view record from 200 for the next 10 records, how you can see? You can in Excel you can go and see if there are millions and millions of records. You can't do like that. In those cases, to do a sampling in between of the records, this option will be really useful. So if I click keep range of rows, and if I want to select the first record as 200, and if I want to see the first 10 records from the record number 200, and if I click OK, and over here if I go to the record number 201, that's because in Excel the first row is header, so it would have the 200th record is actually 201 here. So the customer key here it's saying as 11198, and that's correct. It's showing here as 11198, and going to the 10th record from here, so which is the customer key of 11207. That's correct. So the Power Query Editor actually pulled the record in the right manner. Also, here although you have selected the record number 200 and selected next 10 records, but in Power Query Editor, you can notice it is written the query as 199, 10. That's because you are selecting the record number 200. You are not omitting it. That's the reason over here it's not coming as 200, but it is coming until 199 records. Ignore, and from there onwards, next 10 records, select it. So that's what it says. So I will remove the step. So now let's explore the option keep duplicates. So until now, these three options, keep top rows, keep bottom rows, and keep range of rows, all these three works on a row level, row specific level. But uh, keep duplicates and keep errors, it will work on either for like all columns or only the selected columns as well. What I'm saying is like, first let's see with an example. What is keep duplicates? Duplicates are basically in a table. There are chances where there might be lot of duplicate number of records. So to identify whether it has duplicates, or if you're doing some analysis and finding how accurate the table is, or how uh, good the records present in the table are, so you can use this option to do some analysis of the uh, impurity level of the table. So what I'm going to do now is, in the customer underscore data table, I'm going to select all columns, which I can do by clicking Control A, or you can select each individual column by clicking Control and left click, which I don't want to do. So I will be selecting Control A and selecting all the columns, and now go here and click on keep duplicates. So basically what you are doing is you are selecting all columns and you are asking Power Query to compare across all the columns if there are any record which is same across all the columns. So for example, if uh, if you take the record number 2, there is a customer key called 11000, and the customer name is John Yang. City is from Rockhampton, Queensland, Australia. Postal code is 4700. You are trying to see if there are two entries of the same record. So from this option, you can identify that. So if I click keep duplicates, there is no record that has been returned. So what the uh, query result is showing is there are no duplicates in my table, and my data across the table is all identical. There is no duplicate at all. To show you an example, what I can do over here from the source data, I will copy the last 5 records and paste over bottom. I will just highlight it so that at later point of stage I can identify myself. These are duplicates I added by myself. And in my query, I will go to refresh preview and click refresh preview. So what it does is, like, we have added some extra rows in the customer data table. So by clicking this option, these rows should come here. So if I click refresh preview, you see the we have added 5 rows by ourselves by copy pasting, but over here there are 10 records that has returned stating these are duplicate records. That's because there are two entries. For example, this record has two entries, and this record has two entries, and this record has two entries, like that. So using keep uh, duplicates, you can identify what are all the duplicate columns that are what are all the duplicate rows that are present in your table. So this you can do for either all the column level, which we have done now, or to some specific columns as well. What I mean by specific columns is, if I do uh, if I do a comparison between customer, if so there are totally, if I see, there should be totally uh, 18,490 records for now. And click on if I select customer uh, column and click on keep duplicates, so you can see now you can see there are totally 177 rows that are selected. That is because out of 18,490 rows, only 177 rows have duplicate names in from the column customers. So basically, if I try to sort this, you can understand. If you see, there are two records with customer name uh, Abigail Bands. So, but the customer key is different. That is the reason. Customer key and city, state, province, all of them are different. That is the reason when I did keep duplicates across all columns, these two rows didn't turn up. But when I did on one specific column level, these two rows turned up. So that's how you can do. Now what you can do is, you can also use keep duplicates for 2 3 columns. Let's try for a combination of customer, city, and state, province. So let's see. and click keep duplicates. So basically, these are the records whose customer, city, and state province are exactly matching, and we are not worried about other four columns, which is customer key, customer ID, customer region, and postal code, which we are not worried about. We are just looking at customer, city, and state province and keeping those records which are same, and we are keeping those records for our analysis. So this is how you can use the keep duplicates option. Now let's explore the last and final option, which is nothing but keep errors. To understand about keep errors, so let's see the column customer key. The customer key, which is identified as a numeric value, whole number in Power Query Editor, and in the Excel file as well, we know all the customer keys are numeric value. So now let's try to add a non-numeric value manually and see how the keep errors option are useful. So if I try to add a non-numeric value over here and save it, go back to my Power Query editor and click refresh preview, click again. Sometimes it doesn't refresh. Go here, here, and now you can see there is a little bit icon over here which says an error, but we don't know what is the error. In real cases scenario, there will be millions of records, and there are high chances there will be some error records or some data conversion issue through which the error comes, or you create a custom column which get messed up, and that may cause error. So in those cases, you want to identify which records are the one that are causing error. In in the now, like, we know the source is from Excel file and there are less than 25,000 K records, and you can easily identify the by manually. But when there are cases in the actual scenario with millions of records, it's not possible. In those cases, you have to use the option keep errors. If you select the column customer key and click on keep error, here you can see there is one column that is mentioned as error, but you don't know any other details about it. Uh, though we didn't add any other details in other columns over here. If you click on error, you can see what it says. We couldn't convert to number. Details AA. So the value present in the customer key is AA, and other rows in that column is identified as numeric except this particular row, which is a non-numeric value. That is the reason that Power Query cannot able to uh, converted. So in these cases, either you can ignore them after identifying through keep errors, you can go to the source, or you can ask the source team to rectify it, or through Power Query you can remove as well. Removing, we can see that in few minutes, but through keep errors you can identify what are the errors that is causing issue in your data set. Or else, like, if you want to check data quality as well, this keep errors option as well is very useful. So again, keep errors you can apply for either for one column or two columns or three columns or the entire columns, and click on keep errors. So yep, so basically keep top rows, bottom rows, and keep range of rows. You can apply for in the row level, and keep duplicates and keep errors. You can apply for column level. So now let's go for remove rows option. In remove rows, again there are six different types. Remove top rows. As the name suggests, you can remove top end rows quickly. For example, if I want to remove first five rows from my data set, if I click 5 and choose OK, the first five records got removed. So if I go here and see which is the first five records, these are the five. The sixth record is 11004. So over here you can see the record starts from 11004. So that is the use case of remove top rows. And if in some cases there will be two headers, or there will be like a seven or eight rows where it comes with a lot of header details, like when the file got generated, or through different CSV formats, you can where it has multiple header formats, you can use this option to remove those records. So if you click on remove bottom rows, you can remove n number of rows from the bottom of the data set. As you know, the first record in the bottom level is the one that we have added manually as an error record. So if I want to remove that specific record, if I right now you can see there is a small red icon over here which is showing there is one error record. If I remove that one error record from the bottom, over here you can see that record is present on the last of our data set, and if I click OK, so that one record gets removed, and the red error on the top as well, it gets removed as well. And here you can see there is no error as well. So now removing this back again, what is the next option? Remove alternative rows. So if I click on remove alternative rows, you can do set of operation continuously until the end of the record. For example, if I click this option, the details you have to enter is first row to remove. If I want to remove 10th row, that is the first row that I have to remove. And from 10th row, how many rows I have to remove? Is like two rows I have to remove. And number of rows to keep is again 1. So this will be done as a pattern. So what it does is like first 10 records, uh, first 9 records, it doesn't remove. That from 10th record, it starts it starts doing as a loop, keep on going until it reaches the last number of record. So what it does is like after 9th record, it will remove two records, 10th and 11th, and 12th record it will keep, and 13th and 14th it will remove, and 15th record it will keep, and 16th 17th it will remove, and 18th record it will keep. It will keep on going until it reaches the last number of records. If I click OK here, so here you can see some set of something has happened, which made the total number of records to come as 6169. And you know, like the first 9 records we have retained. So first 9 records, what is the ninth record over here? It's 11006. That is, sorry, yeah, this ninth record is 10th here. So 9 records, it's 11007. So over here you can see until 11007, nothing has happened. And after that, we have removed these two records, and retained one record, that is 11010, 11010, and after that again we remove two records and one record we retained, that is 11013. So if you see 11013, so the pattern keeps on going until it reaches the last record. So now remove the step again. Now let's see the next option, which is nothing but remove duplicates. Remove duplicates, as it states, you can either remove duplicate from one column or multiple columns, or either from all the selected columns. So we know we have added some specific number of rows as repeated number of records. So if you click on remove duplicates by clicking on customer ID, all the records that are present as duplicates, those gets removed. You can see here, and if you click on two or three different columns and click on remove duplicates, so all the duplicates gets removed based on what you did, based on what you have selected. Or you can even select entire all the columns and click on remove duplicates as well. So this what it does is like it checks the combination across all columns. If something has matched across all the columns, then that gets removed. So this option is also very useful when you are doing analysis. So the next option is remove. First, let's see remove errors. Remove errors is nothing but where we are trying to remove an error from one column or specific columns or even all the columns. As you know, we have already added an error row as AA uh, in the numeric field as a non-numeric value. So let's try to remove that using remove errors option. If you select the customer key and go to remove rows and click on remove errors, so that gets removed. And if you hover over here and you can see there are like only valid rows are there, no error rows are there. And the final option is remove blank rows. I don't know why Power BI has kept like this. Remove duplicates and remove errors are applicable for single column or multiple column or even all the columns, but remove blank rows is applicable only for row level. So this should go on top to align to align everywhere. So if I click on all the columns or and then click on the option of remove blank rows. Before doing that, I would like to say like I have added blank rows like this over here, like four different rows I have added. So if I click on before doing that as well, I will again show that there are totally 18,494 records are there. Over here you can see 18,496. In that one record is an error record which we removed and one more record is the header record. So now if I go and select even if you select all the columns and click on remove blank rows, or even if you select one column and select remove blank rows, it does the same operation because remove blank rows is applicable for the entire table and not for the column specific operation. Remove blank rows if I do, and if I select this again, and you can see there are totally 18,490 records. So this is the 18,490 records. This one record has already got removed, and these four records now got removed through the option of remove blank rows, and one more record is the header record. So these are the different options that is present in reduce rows in Power Query Editor, which is having two main options, which is keep rows and remove rows. All the functionalities are same in keep rows and remove rows, and there is an indicator in Power Query Editor to state whether the option is applicable for row level or column level. That is separated by dash over here, but it's separated by a line over here. But in remove rows, this remove blank row should go on the top of the top category. Somehow it has been wrongly mentioned over here. Some people might get confused. So this remove blank rows is actually for row specific operation or not column specific operation. That's it for this video. Please press the like button if you feel this as useful.